Hey people, Infant here, 3v3, Cathari Ruins, blue team. Got a couple of Farseers. First up is Finale. This is the Ulthway DLC scheme. Alongside is Venjitron. Oh, also rocking the DLC Ulthway scheme but recolored into blue. These ladies are support heroes fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. Alongside them, rounding off the team, Lobotomy and a Daemonhunter. Got a bolt gun and a bunch of psychic powers in it. He's support and control spellcaster. Can also get melee weapons going on. Red team, some chaos fellas. Gilliman with a plague champion starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. Looks like on the minimap, yeah, he's going to get tied up by the Farseer and going to need a hand. Alongside Fov with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption. Fighting in melee has met the Farseer, doesn't like her much. Rounding off the teams, UI Scuti and a Force Commander. Versatile frontline hero bringing offense, disruption and support for the Emperor. And we have the good old Blood Ravens. Looks like there's a dead scout hanging around. Farseer completes the cap, then runs away. She may not survive. CSM could finish her off. And they do. Oh, and Finale's fallen in the Northlook. Heretics came in. Also some CSM bolt gun fire. Now they force melee combat on these Guardians. And they do some good work in there. Howling Banshees on the prowl though. With their power weapons, they are a big threat to these Chaos Space Marines. And since the Plague Champion's so terrible in melee, they're also a massive threat to him, although they will mess up level 1 heroes generally. These guys having to back off. More Heretics coming in, and they can save them perhaps with the Doom Blast. There were some good special attacks getting knockbacks there. More special attacks. Can they get a model off those Marines? Did they get one? They didn't quite get one yet. Fought off the Heretics with Guardian support. Really well done by those Howling Banshees. Can Venjitron, who's now back on her feet, get a revive on Finale's Farseer? Double tax up for Scuti. Strike Squad most likely into Purgation for Lobotomy and Venjitron with the triple Guardians into Guardian weapon team. Howling Banshees are war shouting. They're still in play. Having to flee from these Heretics, they should be fine, jumping over stuff with the aspect of fleetness. And these guys are getting their aspiring champion, who's got a bolt pistol and chainsword. Down in the south, Daemonhunter decaps the VP. All 3 victory points on this map are in contested locations, so you do see big swings on the VPs here. Guardians grabbing northeast, and they can then flee the Heretics. Raptors on the way for Fov. Indeed, we do see Purgation coming in for Lobotomy. Force Commander battle crying. There's the Rift Tear, slowing down the double tax and the Scouts. That's the starting ability of the Daemonhunter. Can cast it from very long range. And it does persist for a few seconds after you leave the area or it ends. Strike Squad with the Tomes of Titan getting knocked back, and there's double Kraken Bolts on them now. Kraken Bolts is a default ability for Tactical Marines, giving them 20% more damage versus heavy infantry. Also works when they are meleeing you, which is quite fun. Daemonhunter gets the cap and leaves. There's the Purgation. Incinerator in play. Can suppress infantry and really mess with single entities thanks to the Purge Soul ability. Raptors are in then. Jump troop that suppress when they land, and there they go. Eternal War is in for the Chaos Space Marines. It's always difficult to judge how efficient Eternal War is. You're paying 15 power for 20% more damage, which doesn't seem like a lot when you compare it to some of the other upgrades you can get, such as battle equipment, which gives you a whole bunch of stuff. But it really does seem to add up when you're playing. If you can get Eternal War on double CSM, they seem to just rip through stuff in tier 1. Grenade, beautifully timed as they ran forward for melee there. Should have been more live to it, Fov. Looks like they're going to get away. Double Heretics piling in. Don't think they needed to Doom Blast the Farseer there. And you can use it to suppress single entities like heroes, but it's not going to do much damage to them. It's much more efficient damage-wise when you can hit multiple models with it. Shuriken Cannon's going to see these guys flee, I think. Limited firing arc and suppression. I'm not sure if this was bashed or only one gen was up. They did not do any retreat grenading, but they might look for it on these guys. They use fleet though, which will lower the damage of their grenades, and they all missed. Back down to the southwest, Assault Squad on the field for Scuti. Double tax and Assault Marines. will deal with most things really. It's quite expensive in terms of requisition especially. And of course, if you start upgrading stuff, also in terms of power. So I don't see any upgrades yet. We do see interceptors though from Lobotomy, and that is the Indomitable from Armor of Fortitude, which makes them immune for a few seconds. Purgation getting a bit close. Jump hits all of them. Interceptors are teleporting melee units that can get a ranged option later on. They can pack some Psy Cannons. Force Commander's getting a bit low. Assault Squad could get grenaded to death. Maybe they weren't off cooldown yet, the grenades. Raptors coming in, suppressing all that stuff and forcing it to retreat. Maybe they can hit power now. Now they jump the Purgation, and there's Indomitable again. Daemonhunter's almost leveled, so he has killed some stuff, eh? Guess he's shot a bunch of heretics to death, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't think... Maybe he's been shooting scouts a bunch to death. I don't think any Marines have died yet. I'm not sure, though. Interceptors have dropped to model, though. Maybe lucky to get away with the 2. Here's the Strike Squad. Did not see the Banishment come out. Sorry, just adjusted my mic there. I'm not sure if that made a bunch of noise. Almost level 2 Lobotomy. There we go. What about that Chaos Lord? That was a energy burst to slow him down and drain some of his energy. He's going to get killed a week here, though, I think. Which is why the Strike Squad are backing off. They don't want him to give him that heal. And there's Indomitable again. Here come all the Guardians and the Shuriken and the Purgation. Wasn't able to get on the power, but this is good pressure. Has kept them away from the VP. Kept them away from the contested wreck point as well in the southwest corner. Looks like maybe a power bash attempt up towards the north. I think that's Doom on the Heretics. Yep, you can see the Doom Bringer in the hands of Farseer. And she also has Spirit Stones to heal up those Banshees. And levels to 2. What's the damage on this? Almost 58 melee DPS. Not bad. Trying to catch these heretics on retreat path now. Melee attacks deal 30% more damage to retreating units. Can they wipe them? They can. Double Farseers here, by the way. Gilliman's down to CSM. Does have a Blood Crusher up in tier 2. And more CSM on the way. Which is an interesting choice versus these quite well supported Banshees. Maybe he plans to go Mark of Khorne and meet them in melee. The Plague Champion does have some really good anti-melee options. The Bile Spewer or Fetid Armor or both. No son of them yet though. Blood Crusher giving chase. This is a Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. Vehicle armor. Counts as a demon so you can worship this fella. Does good damage, really good mobility. But does struggle to stay alive when some hard anti-vehicle weapons come on the field. Venjitron has not queued up a Bright Lance yet. Red team have the mid. And they're getting the northeast VP. Here's a power bash. Needs to split these units because they can't all get in melee here, I don't think. Yeah, one of those Raptors is sitting out. Look, should send them on the node or something. What are these guys doing? Assault Squad have their Sergeant. You can see his power sword. Nothing on those scouts, eh? Thunderhammer is in for the Force Commander. In fact, fully kitted now. Artificer and Iron Halo also can get on the Purgation very quick. With the Assault Squad. And then probably mop up against Lobotomy quite well. Might be worth getting a melee weapon for that Daemonhunter. Maybe his Glaive to threaten those Assault Marines. Blood Crusher, not really threatened yet. This fella. Doing well so far. Slicing through some Howling Banshees. They can threaten him if they had their spear, but these ladies can't get the spear because of the aspect of fleetness. Those heretics wiped though. Those were Gilliman's and he replaces them. The second CSM in play has gone Mark of Tzeentch. It's gone double Mark of Tzeentch. I mean, when you're talking about efficiency, it is good anti-infantry damage, but it's much more efficient to purchase this against heavy infantry, which they are facing with Lobotomy, but most of the Eldar infantry are not going to be heavy. So we'll see how it pans out. It's quite expensive to give your Marines the Mark of Tzeentches and Eternal War. That alone is 40 power to get those two things, and then you're thinking about the Aspiring Champion as well. Level 2 Daemonhunters in a very bad fight against a Blood Crusher, runs away. Autarch being dropped in. Although her grenades are not hitting anything. Chaos Lord falls over. He's got his fancy Blood Maul though, and a Singing Spear is in on Venjitron's Farseer. We've got double Spirit Stones, I think. Yeah, so lots of healing support potentially. Plague Marines up for FOV. Chaos players struggling to keep their units preserved here. Scuti's doing well though. Barely lost a model, I think. I think he's lost scouts here and there. Plague Champion under threat. Looks like it's a strat squad fighting him in the northeast corner. What's this? That is... oh, we have the Fusion Gun Autarch. Good weapon versus all targets. Kind of short range, but she's got fantastic mobility and good supports. He's providing a passive damage resistance aura to these Eldar units here. That blue aura you see. And she can jump around and heal them and stuff. There's the jump. Using it offensively there. Although it hit the Exarch on the Banshees, look. You can see her weapons glowing. She gets a damage bonus after that heal. And a speed bonus too. The Blood Crusher needs to tie up that Autarch. Not doing it. Kind of back away. Looks like that Psychic Storm there from the Farseer. Into some Nurgle Worship range. May keep it alive. Autarch has been guided, I think, and down goes the Blood Crusher. Did we see Doom there as well? I didn't spot it, but I am quite blind. 332 to 340. Quite even on the VPs, but the blue team seem to be getting the best of these engagements against the Chaos fellas, especially. Got some Wraith Guard now for Venjitron. There's Guide on the Mark of Khorne, Chaos Space Marines of FOV. Turns them into a dedicated melee unit. Don't see that much of these guys in 3v3s. Much more likely to keep your CSM ranged because melee units can get torn up in a 3v3. Banshees are surviving though. Force Commander comes to help out. His chaotic allies killed something with his hammer, I think. Where is he now? Almost level 3. Havoc's on the way for Gilliman. A decent shout, although the Autarch can jump on them and the Wraith Guard will blow them up. But it might help control those Banshees. No war gear still for this Plague Champion. The Banshees have done really well. Level 3. And I think he could have done way more with just by purchasing fetid armor to mess with them. And it's not an expensive war gear either. What was that? Oh, that's the rune armor. Psychic Storm. It doesn't do any friendly fire. Triple cap now for the blue team. Can the red team get back into gear? Scuti goes tier 3, so does Lobotomy. Cap VP please, says Gilliman. I mean, it's generally a good idea. These double Mark of Zinc CSM are now fully upgraded. They will pile on damage. But can they pay for themselves? They're now targeting those Howling Banshees. Oh, look at that. We now see a Bile Spewer. Fantastic weapon, I think. Bilious Discharge really messes up melee units, although, look, it does friendly slow down as well, the Bilious Discharge. And just the basic attack will slow things down and debuff it. That was Doom on the Force Commander, but he gets away. Banshees yelling. Big engagement here. Purgation coming in. Banshees survive. Someone's died. That's the Farseer who's gone down. Wraith Guard doing their thing. A big burst of damage on those poor CSM. That's the Bilious Discharge again, messing with these fellas. Banshee still did well though, eh? Still did well. Daemonhunter revives the Farseer. And she promptly runs up to that VP, trying to get a triple back again. What's going on down here? Shuriken's holding it. Assault Squad can jump them though. They are level 2. Force Commander's level 3. And there's tier 3 for FOV. Lobotomy's in there. Tier 3, I mean. Are we going to see the triple? Farseer's still capping the northeast. And that's been decapped. Okay, no triple. Should be a 2-to-1 again. Power bashing up here. Autarch helping out with her fancy gun. And there's tier 3 for finale. Predator tank on the way for Scuti. Fusion gun will be a threat, so will the Wraith Guard. And that Singing Spear as well as the Doom. We'll see how it does. Needs to keep it behind his army, that's for sure. And be aggressive with the Assault Marines getting on anti-vehicle units such as the Autarch. If it comes up, the Purgation can also get... oh, well, there we go. Psycannon will damage vehicles. They can jump those guys, maybe. Jumping in here. Instantly eating a big Wraith Guard volley. That was quite nasty. Force Commander goes in, throws up his shield. And, oh, we got Tempest running, I think. Yep, Armor of Damnation is in for the Tempest. Slows you down, then silences you, then does damage the longer you channel it. 332 to 168 Autark on the cap. Blue team looking quite strong. Predator is in though. Immediately gets the extra armor for 30 power for, is it 200 more hit points? Doesn't tell me there, I think it is. Might not be a good idea to, announce its presence immediately here. Going in aggressively with it. Havocs are not firing. Oh, they didn't have the firing arc on these guys. And they may wipe. And they do wipe. Gilliman not paying attention. Tank coming in though. Got Seers. Says Venjitron. He's lying. There are no Seers. Intends to get them, I guess. Maybe using his red. There's that Tempest. Marpazine CSM doing some power bashing. They don't want to stand there. Doing damage to them, as you can see. What about you, Plague Champion? You're going to get... There we go. There's Mika's Discharge to help support. And Fetid Armor is finally in. Where's he going, though? Oh, he's getting vision for a nuke, is he? No, that's the Chaos Lord's nuke. I don't know what he's running forward for there. That's a really wasted nuke as well by Fov. Really strangely placed nuke, actually. Back down to the southwest. Wraithguard are getting torn up. Wraithguard are going to wipe. Sloppy loss from Venjitron on those Wraithguard, I think. There's the Seer Council called in off the global bar of the Farseer, which used to be the only way to get them. But now you can purchase them from the HQ and Elite mod. Here's a Vendicare Assassin from Lobotomy. Elite sniper unit with good damage versus all targets from long range, and switch his ammo types to hit everything well. Predator's done well so far, eh? There's that Psy Cannon. And the Seer Council running through. Massive threat to these Marines. And now, with their fancy spears, they're a massive threat to the Predator tank. Needs to keep on moving. They're so quick and agile, and they got that damage resistance aura as well that they benefit from. Thunderhammer will help. Really good disruption. Tactical Marines trying to focus them down. Is it worth dropping Stern Guard in for Scuti here? Just for more firepower, more versatile firepower too. Might be looking to get a Land Raider popping though. Oh, doesn't have the population for it. Doesn't have the population for Stern Guard either. Maybe just sacrifice your scouts. If you're not going to give them shotguns or something for a sniper rifle. I mean, I guess they are repair support for that Predator tank. That's what they're doing. 260 to 152. Plague Marines are level... They're still level 1. Great Unclean One coming through for Fov. Dark Reapers on the field for Finale. Really powerful anti-infantry unit in tier 3 for the Eldar these days. Limited to 1. Seer Council also limited to 1, by the way. Chaos Lord's level 2. But his Blood Maul, Mantle of Hate, and the Icon of Khorne. A bit of a mismatch there. But the Blood Maul attacks very slowly, and the Icon of Khorne gives you health on hit. Typically you want to pair it with his claws instead. And I think the Blood Maul goes quite well with the Menacing Visage. Or just get his Dark Halo. CSM getting messed up here. Level 3, so they have killed stuff. Level 2 on those guys. Grenades. Many grenades. Good grief. Maybe one of them hit. I think it was an order given a while ago. Is that Psychic Storm? Yeah, Psychic Storm from the other Farseer, is it? Wait, is it from you? Does she not have to channel that anymore? Oh, very fancy. She used to have to channel it, I think. Great Unclean One is in. And look at Scuti with double Predators. Force Commander's doing well also with level 5. Assault Squad need a reinforcement. But he's completely pop-capped here. Can't reinforce them. Needs to make a scout have an accident, maybe. They're trying to cap right now. Purgation kills one. In fact, they are going to wipe, I think. Yep, scouts have wiped. He's got some population now. Lobotomy with Grey Knight Terminators on the way. There's a jump. Great and Clean One's here, vomiting on a bunch of Guardians. Greater Demon super unit for the Chaos Fellas. Passively damages nearby enemies, powerful in combat, and has some really nasty abilities too. And of course you can worship him for massive effect. There's that Tempest. Trying to cap under the Tempest, just kind of running into it here. I get Avatar, says Venjitron. The Heretics wiped to the Tempest. Don't often see it actually wipe something. That's what happens when you just walk into it, I suppose. Fire Prism coming in for Finale. Red team responding though with some meat on the bone. They've got Terminators, they've got Great and Clean One, they've got the double Predators. They have rallied. Trying to power bash here. And here are Ordo's Grey Knight Terminators with the side cannon wrist mounted. Otherwise they have power melee halberds, so they're not a threat really to the tanks in melee, although if they get on rear armor they'll kind of mess them up, I guess. Force Commander's going to come over. Oh, they teleport away. He can't knock them down though with his hammer, so it's not a very good fight for him. He'll certainly do decent damage and help out though. More scouts for Scuti to help repair stuff. Where are the Assault Marines? Are they running? Right. 2-1 for the red team. 2-2 to 1-1-0 on the VPs. Here comes an orbital from Scuti. Everything flees. Catches the Terminators. And catches those guys. They won't die though, I think, because they're in retreat, so they're taking less damage. There's a Tempest again. Big chunks of damage, but it will be evenly spread. Tempest still going, by the way. 2-1 is still in. Maybe they're going for a triple. There's that Fire Prism. Long range fire support for the Eldar. Has a dispersed shot for destruction and a focused shot for more focused damage. You'll be using the focus shot against the vehicles, at least it should be. Dark Creepers run. And they're going for a power bash. Grey King One's barely been touched, so now the Autoc's going after it. Can they get a full bash? There's Tempest again. And here come the Grey Knight Terminators. Getting debuffed by the Plague Marines for being close to them. Slows them down a bit. Eldritch. This Predator has 12 hit points. Can it survive? Where are the scouts? I guess they died again. Or maybe he cancelled them. Tempest going now. That was a really long Tempest. How much energy do you have? 305 max energy on that Daemonhunter. It's huge amounts of it. It's got Tome of Tranquility now too for more energy regen. Is Vanguard Veterans in play. Chaos Lord levels to 3. Great and King One waddles off. Did our Predator survived? Desperately needs repairs. We do see some scouts coming in. Heretics can repair also, but they're kind of far away. I'm not sure if they are aware of the plight of the Predator or care about it, to be honest. Great and Clean One with a big swarm of flies. Might need to leave though. The Grey Knight Terminators will do a lot of damage to that guy. So will that Autox fusion gun. Gets drained life though. Doesn't seem to heal for very much, does it, these days, Drain Life? I think it's been nerfed several times by the Elite mod. Knocks that Resurrect away, though, with a well-timed Kill the Weak. Psycannon's doing really good damage, eh? Need some more Heretics. There we go. Fob's getting some Heretics. Got some Predator tank action now. Avatar is indeed on the way for Venjitron. And Lobotomy with a Vortimer Razorback. 156 to 106 is quite close on the VPs. Looks like blue are going to get a 2-1. Start chipping away. Mark of Nurgle Predator tank. Makes it very tough. And pretty good against infantry. Does lower its effectiveness against larger targets though. Vortox tying up the Plague Marines in melee so they can't fire that missile. Can they get one away? Sometimes you can still get one away if you're moving in the right direction. You stop at just the right time. There we go. He gets a shot. Vortox is knocked away there a bit. Where's the other Space Marine Predator? Is it over here? Oh, there it is. Need some anti-vehicle guys on the blue team there. Avatar's in. Where's that Vindicare? It's got a little bit of XP. I haven't seen it in the fight, so I'm sure it's been there. It's got the turbo penetrator rounds loaded in, which are anti-vehicle. Just took a big shot though from the Predator. Tempest won't really damage vehicles. Not sure what kind of damage it does actually. I wonder if it's psychic. I mean, it would make sense that it's psychic, but might be a bit too strong against the heavy infantry. There's that Avatar. Provides huge buffs around it to allies and is really powerful in combat. And the Seer Council alongside him can turn into really, really scary fellas because of the immunity to suppression that he gives you. And the other buffs, of course. I think he buffs damage and resistance and gives you that suppression immunity. It's massive. It's a lot more than just a big brawler. 147 to 93. Chaos Lord goes down. We do have a Bright Lance to try and help with those tanks, I guess. And there is a Mark of Khorne Chaos Predator now. More damage on the guns, more speed. Heretics are going to try and persuade those Seer Council to leave. Maybe. Yeah, they can't quite get into melee fully. It's a bit awkward around the VP there. Here comes a Mark of Khorne CSM too. They got the cap. But can they make it out? They're taking a huge amount of damage. The Seer Council are done for. Venjitron's forgotten about them. Maybe microing this Avatar and this other stuff here. Down goes the Great Unkeen one. 120 to 93. It's a red VP though. And the Vanguard veterans get on him. There's a nuke from the Chaos Lord. Makes everything flee. Great Unkeen one explodes. That would have damaged enemies and healed allies if they were close by. Those guys got a decap, but the Farseer is back on the VP now. How are they doing on levels? Level 7, level 4. Those guys flee. Double cap for red. 2 to 1 now. Only need to hold 2 of those VPs. Oh, look at this though. Strike Squad are decapping. They're only level 2. Been there since the start of the game. Purifier's coming in for Lobotomy. Don't get to see those guys in action very often. You field pretty strong ranged armies with the Ordo Malleus these days. What is that? Oh, that's target acquired on the Predator tank there. 83 to 93. Can they stop the cap? They cannot. They'd kill him though. Avatar coming in. Force Commander goes after him, throws up his shield. He's going to need it. There's a Tempest going in. Oh, up there. Scouts are trying to repair. But they'll need to be careful of the Tempest. Tank's able to get some good shots on the Avatar there though, eh? Oh, Seer Council capping mid. Force Commander, I think, is on the southwest VP. Yeah, he's on it. Wailing Doom coming in though. And now he's not capping it. Can they do enough damage to those Seer Council? Predator tank goes down. Fire Prism getting it done. Here comes another Predator though. Does not like being here. Vortox on it. And buffed up Dark Creepers are tearing through the hit points of those CSM. Vortox is still on it. Triple cap now for blue. I think they've done enough. I think they've done enough. It's the double. It's going to be a 2 to 1. But I think the blue team have the momentum here. CSM getting torn apart by the Seer Council. Heretics might have saved them. I think they did. Fire Prism's done really well, eh? Almost level 3. Still a double cap. There's the 2 to 1. Can you get the Fire Prism? Nope, stops going after it. This Seer Council do not have their fancy spears though. 83 to 8 with a 1 to 1 cap. Plague Marine's going to take over this. Purifier's running in though. Gilliman asking for a res, or maybe going for a res. Here, up there, look. Plague Marines are blowing up. Grenade, a bit of friendly fire there on the Purifiers. 83 to 8 still on the VPs. Blue team are capping the mid though. Some late Stormtroopers coming in for Lobotomy, apparently. GG says Venjitron. The mid is going to get capped, and I don't think the red team can get back onto any of these VPs in time. And the Farseer is decapping the northeast, look. Chaos players